Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at Series 2 of Savage Crucibles, and this is Jaeger. This one is for my moderator, Matthew Matson. He was really interested. I was at Joe Fest. He said, hey, can you see if they're going to put some out? We think we convinced them, and guess what? They did. So there he is. As you guys know, I reviewed one already. I was happy with everything except for the ankles. That got resolved. That is awesome because, let me tell you, if you had that same experience that I did and you were really unhappy with it, they were actually a company that went and adjusted that. They fixed it. They actually changed the whole design of the foot. So hopefully this one is just as good as what that one ended up turning out to be. I got them sitting right there. So anyway, we're going to look at this. We got the wonderful box right here. Some great artwork. On the side, it's just going to say Savage Crucibles. It tells you a little story about it. As you know, I don't review the lore. I review the action figure. I review what the toy is like. So we're going to get into that. You can see he's got an extra head sculpt there. He's got some weapons. So anyway, let's not look at me anymore. Let's take a look at this Jaeger here. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like when I throw out a Savage Crucible, Mythic Legion, something like that, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something like this. All right, so I got the Jaeger out of his plastic prison. And if you're new to the channel, I always like to start off looking at what he comes with, and then we get to the figure, the articulation. So first off, we'll take a look at his hands here. And you can see these things are sculpted really nicely. They got some amazing detail on them. It looks like there may be a little bit of a wash there. But the other thing is when there's a lot of texture like this, the shading, like just when the light hits, it tends to give it a different color. So either way, even sometimes with a lot of these, they have a lot of texture, you'll notice that it looks like they're different colored even when they're not. So, but you can look at the fingernails. I think that looks really nice. Clearly this guy, he's not taking care of his nails all that well, as he looks kind of more like a beast than anything, all right? And then he has these, his sword-wielding hands, all right? So all that looks really good. So I have a feeling that's the one that's going to be on most of the time, unless he's like scratching at people, all right? Here we have a, I'm assuming this goes around his neck, probably for this. I guess, again, I don't know. Again, I'm just going to review the figure, but looking at this here, it looks like, oh, this is what this is, yeah. I guess that. So this is the actual, the hood that's pulled down. So they do the same thing that Mythic Legions does for Horsemen, where they'll use a plastic hood along with soft goods, and normally you can't even tell, all right? So that hood looks really good. You can kind of see that it's just kind of pushed down. Then you're going to get the actual cloak that's going over them. Very tattered, very beat up. So you don't want a guy like this looking real clean. I mean, this guy is ugly. You can tell he's kind of been all around, so, all right. I can pick this up. He's got this nice dagger, and it is sharp, so do not hand it to a kid, which is good. So, it's not sharp on the side, it is sharp on the top. On the handle, you can see the grip, how it's wrapped around what I'm assuming is some sort of leather so you can hold on to it. You can see the battle damage even on the countersink right there. So that looks real nice. Here we have the big sword, which is a lot like the sword that comes with this guy. Very similar. This one has more of a curve to it. Look how nicely they stand now. Alright, so same type of leather wrapped around there. A nice hook with a point at the end. Again, don't give this to kids, but they're not made for kids. So clearly this is used also as a weapon. You got the guard right here for the blade with these battling. You got the nice little rivet that's going to hold that in. And I love the fact that they put little notches. I mean, they've been fighting with this. They've been swinging it around. So again, I think it looks real nice. You love that damage. All right. Here we have a crossbow. It's got the is one bolt already in there. Some sort of like wolf. All right, make sure I get that L in or people are going to yell at me. Wolf, I think. It might not even be that. Now, it is pliable enough that you don't, it's not rigid, so it's not going to break. But I think the bolt looks good. You got the nice painted gold here. Here's where it's going to pull it here. Again, it's pliable, so it's not going to break. And you can just see they put a little bit of detail in it. You can tell that it's nice wood. So I like everything that's on this. Again, real nice looking here. And then we get to the extra head sculpt. And of course, if I was looking at this more, or maybe I was buying this for myself, I would have realized that he already has a hood on here. So that explains why, when I was trying to figure out what this was, that it's the hood down, all right? So looking at that face, he looks he looks a lot like some sort of wolf. Look at that. Teeth are painted nicely. Roman came in the room because my son came in and stood next to me while I'm doing this. All right. So eyes are looking pretty good. I mean, it has a lot of detail right in there. And this is pliable enough that you can see I can pull it down. But this detail in here looks good. All right. So you can tell the way the stitching is. It's meant to look like it goes with this cloth cape, whatever you want to call it. So, all right. And then in here, there is some sort of weapon in a bag. Now, full disclosure, I don't know anything about this. So if this is like a 4 horsemen where they put it in a blind bag and you're not supposed to tell anyone, I am opening it. So please stop it right now and then leave a comment and yell and scream at me. I don't know, but I'm going to show you what's in here. All right. So I'm going to open it up. And we have a purple version of this. Matter of fact, it's actually shorter, but it's still the exact same. All right. It looks like they just kind of made it a little bit smaller. Exact same style. So you get this nice translucent purple kind of running through there. You got the nice grip here. You got a countersink that clearly has a point at the end, so it's made to be a weapon. So this, I guess, would be for the, in my opinion, something more magical. All right, so I think that does look pretty good. It's nice and straight. All right. And then we're going to look at our Jaeger. So looking at him, he must be a wolf because that's why my moderator wanted him. So he has a nice patch over his eye. You can see the one eye there. Wonderful looking teeth. I mean, this guy is sculpted really good. You got the hair that's kind of flowing back. Nice ears that are sitting here. And they make sure that the patch, you got the strap that's going to go all the way around. And it even, like, I mean, there's even some hair that's kind of flowing over it. So I think that looks really nice. Over here, we got the bolts that are kind of going to move. We could probably pop those off. They will come off. I'm not going to take them off. There you have the belt buckle. Painted really nicely and designed good. All right, and again, it is pliable enough that when we move this figure around, you're not going to have a problem. So, looking at his armor, it's in this. Well, he has the shoulder pauldrons on their own, and then these ones here just sit right up on top. So I believe they do a lot like what Mythic Legions do in some ways, but they have way more articulation. Underneath, he has some sort of armor, so this guy does want to be protected, and then you got some chain armor underneath it. You can see the belt buckles, you can see the leather, how it's tied together. As for his arms, you can see the fur kind of just rolling down, and then you have all this armor along with this little bit of detail. And I love stuff like this where you have a little notch in there because he's been in battles. Get to his gauntlets here, and then you can see how they're wrapped up, because I don't think you want that pressing up against your skin or your fur, I guess you could say. So this is, I guess you would use this to defend yourself against different different swords, axes people might be swinging at you. All right. As we get down here, we got a nice little pouch with a wolf right there. But I love when you look at all these different these different parts here where there's supposed to be buttons. You got the strap that's holding it down. It really gives it depth, and you get a better feel that this is real. There's another belt buckle, designed the exact same as this one, but you can see the belt hanging down. And I love the fact that you can see that this is painted silver, so this is supposed to be the metal piece. And then the way the skirting comes around, and you can see there's all this chain armor. So a lot of detail right here. As we come down, he is wearing pants, so it's not like he's pantless. He's got a sheath for the dagger right here on his boot. It's integrated into it. You can see how the straps go right through it, so it's supposed to be holding it on. And I love that attention to detail. I think that's awesome. And even when you're looking here, all the little belt buckles are painted silver, all the way down through down through his foot. So it's just that depth. And then he's wearing, and then you have they're not socks. It's the inside, what's going to keep you warm, the inside padding of the boot. And then he has some nice steel-toed boots, all right? As for the articulation on this figure, oh, you know what? I forgot to look at the sword. So here we have this sword, all right? It's all kind of wrapped around. The sheath for the sword, I apologize. All right, it's just wrapped around to hold it all together. You can see the stitching in it, all right? So if you have one of these dark lawns over here, you might want to use that sword. I think that might actually fit pretty well with this guy. So as for the articulation, his head can look up that far, and it can look down. He can turn it side to side and obviously back and forth. As for his T-pose, he gets oh man, that is not moving. Okay, there he is. So I haven't heated him up at all. All right, I like to do it without heating this up. I will be more careful with this one for sure, just because it's not mine, but it is also 90 plus degrees right now. Bicep cut. You also have the bicep right here. Now, as for the double jointed elbow, I'm assuming they're double jointed. I'm trying to see how he actually bends his. So he doesn't have. Alright, so you got to get on the right side. They're hidden really well. So look at this. So this is your joint right here. And it hides underneath it. So you have this big joint, but the way you have these pauldrons here, you don't ever see the joint at all. This all looks like it's part of it, unlike something like a classified where it really sticks out. This is really smooth and it feels pretty good. Now that's as far up as he's going to go, but this piece is also in the way. So if you were to remove the gauntlet, which I'm not sure if you can, but if you get rid of the gauntlet, I'm pretty sure you'd get more of a range of motion, just because this is going to hit it in the, right there. All right, he has the diaphragm cut, which people seem to love. I think that works really good on this guy because of how the break is right here. I think it looks good. He can go down that far. He can also go back. As for Jean-Claude Van Damme, well, you have the skirt in the way. I'm not sure how far he's going to go, but I also don't know if a figure like this needs it so much. As for him to kick up, he can go up so far, about right there. Again, this really gets in the way, but there's not too much you can do without making it soft goods. All right. As for his knees, there you go. Double pinless joints. They're really hidden. All right. This looks more like he has a big baggy pant on the top, and then it gets a little bit smaller. I know a lot of people don't like this. I don't have a problem with it. I think it really hides everything pretty well. But there are some people that aren't too happy with it. I have no problem with it. I think it looks good. All right. So he does have a boot cut. It's very, very tight. So very tight on that boot cut there. Just be careful with it. Then you have your ankle rockers. And the ankles seem to be more on a ball. All right. Now, again, no toe articulation, which, as you know, I'm not a fan of. for many, many reasons. But this can be moved, and you can see there's different spots that it's open for. All right. As to stand this guy up quickly, to move his hands down, he's trying to do some sort of dance. Jeez. Sure, right there. All right. So, no problem standing it. All right, I can stand him probably up here without a problem. This is actually pretty sturdy. I just got it at Joe Fest. All right. Guess you can put the bolts however you want. As for taking off the head, pops off nice and easy. I didn't have to struggle with it. And then you can pop this one on. Now, I'm assuming you're going to take these pauldrons off. You see how they just pop right off? There's little ball joints. And what's actually kind of cool is this, they're on a nice articulated joint here. So they do move a little bit. It's not all one unit. All right. Which I'm assuming these ones will do the same thing. So these things just pop out pretty easily. For some odd reason, my forearm is killing me. I don't know if it's that long drive. I don't know why, but this forearm is absolutely killing me. All right, so we're going to pop this off. I'm going to take the little cloak and pop that cloak right on there, and let's see how this hood looks. Now, obviously, you can't really have the sword underneath them, or underneath this cloak. So the head goes on. Again, the brown's a little bit different. I have a Mythic Legion, same thing. When you look at it, I mean, you really have to be nitpicking it, but they match the brown with the cloth in this pretty well. I don't have a problem with it. If you complain about it, in my opinion, that's on you. All right. There you go. As a matter of fact, the figure that I have with the cloak that's like that is the Mythic Legion's Dubon, and he also comes with a crossbow and very similar stuff. So that kind of makes me laugh. So we got the sword, or the dagger goes right in there. Let's go ahead and, so that hand came off real nice and easy. How do they go back in? A lot of these hands, because of the fingernails, they are a pain to get in, just because they dig right into your right into your hand when you go to put it in. I know, that's what she said. So, ouch. So it popped in pretty nicely. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. Now the difference with the hands, with the same hand here, all right, is this one is a sword wielding hand. It moves this way. The ones that they gave you move side to side. All right, so that's the difference with those hands. But you can see you can see how easily they come out. All right, so we can kind of pry that hand open. Throw on the crossbow. And I believe it said this guy is some sort of like bounty hunter or something like that. All right. So, kind of get them firing like that. A lot of articulation in these. That's one of the reasons why I like them. The sculpt is awesome. The paint that they use is amazing. I mean, for a company that came out of the gate, they are ready to compete with the Four Horsemen in everything that I see. And they actually have better articulation. I mean, and I'm not even saying slightly better articulation. Articulation that's 10 times better. And that's one reason why I'm real happy that they wouldn't change the feet on this. Because this is a company that is really, in my opinion, ready to compete with the Four Horsemen for this type of, you know, these mythical creatures or fantasy. And the one thing people keep asking for is better articulation. No one complains about the Four Horsemen when it comes to their soft goods, their sculpts, their paint. I think these guys are ready you know, they came out of the gate right away. They had issues with the feet, and they got that resolved. So no problems here with this guy. All right, let's swap this hand. Oof, man. I'm going to throw this one back on here, and we're going to give him a sword. All right. Let's pop the head off. Now, again, if you wanted to have this piece here, you can throw that on him. All right. So if you want him walking around with this and this head sculpt, you can. But I want to have the sword sheath on him again. I'm going to have to pull this thing off. Pull that thing off just like that. There we go. So we got that on there. Now, I got to say, I don't like pauldrons. They just get in the way. Sometimes they look really good, but man, do they just get in the way. So I am not a fan of them at all. I'm going to take the sword. Throw that back in here. Now, one thing I don't think you're going to be able to get is I don't think you're going to be able to get them to hold the sword together. I think this is just a huge oversight on a lot of these figures that are done like this, and it's not just these guys. It's not just for horsemen. You know, it's G.I. Joe with their ninjas. Like, they cannot hold the sword together. And I understand, but that is one of these big things that you really wish that figures like this could. So anyway, he stands easily. Can we get him on one leg? Can we get him running? See, that's always, look at that. No problem getting him on one foot. Got to get him looking up a little bit. So pretty easily too. I mean, I didn't struggle with that at all. All right, so I know I can get a better pose before someone says that pose sucks. Yeah, I understand. I wasn't worried about the pose. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna throw this on here. And then it looks like he's running with the crossbow either after somebody or away from somebody. But yeah, no problem at all. So there you go. That is your Savage Crucible Jaeger in-hand review. All right, so there you go. That is your Savage Crucible Jaeger. I actually think he's real nice. I kind of wish I would have bought one for myself. But you look at this guy, he does look really good. The fact that he is some sort of werewolf, at least he looks like he is. Maybe I'm wrong, but that sure is why. I mean, he sure looks like that. And I have a feeling that's why Matthew wanted him, because he has a love for werewolves. Anyway, there you go. Tell me what you think. Were you able to get any? Did they ship them out? I don't know if it was only a Kickstarter. I did see someone got a Kickstarter. But again, I got this at Joe Fest. So I'm assuming everywhere they go, they should have some. And when Wave 2 starts shipping, I have no idea. I grabbed the old ball and chain here. I'll be doing the review on that probably later on tonight if you're watching. So anyway, there you go. I'm going to get out of here. But before I do, you stayed this long. You're like, oh my God, this guy has gone on for so long. But it's because he is amazing. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop some sort of Savage Crucible figure. Now, I'm going to get out of here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link to a video, and down here will be a playlist of all Savage Crucibles that I've done. Take care.